All right, hello guys. Welcome to our third class today. We're going to be going back to Gnome Land and we're going to be visiting some of our friends. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and let's do our opening verse. So here we are with the joyful hearts, working well and working hard, helping gladly, quick and bold, bringing joy to young and old. All right, you guys. So just to review a little bit and see what we remember in our last class, I told you the story about all of the different gnomes. And I told you a little bit about how they each had a special job. And today we're going to focus on just one of our friends, our gnomes, and that is Plus. So today, the first thing I want you to do before we do anything else is I want you to go to your next page in your lesson book, and I want you to go ahead and make a page for Plus. So as you can see, Plus's color is green. So you can make a green border around your page, and then you can draw our lovely friend Plus here. You can write her name and her symbol. And then Plus has a motto. Do you guys know what a motto is? So a motto is kind of a saying that is personally yours, right? So in the case of Plus, her motto is more, more, more. And we're going to find out why that is here in just a few minutes. But before we begin, go ahead and make a page for Plus. And when you are finished, then you can go ahead and you can come back. So go ahead and make Plus's page. All right, so hopefully you've had a chance to make your page for our friend Plus. And if you are ready, let's go ahead and we're going to go to Gnome Land and we're going to see what our friends, the gnomes, are up to today. So let's go. Oh, there they are. Look. All right, so we have Pleasant, Minus, and they are all underground. And we have our lovely Queen Eagle who's watching over everything. And of course, Divide and Times. So just to refresh your memory, just a little bit before we get started, let's hear some of our story. So if you remember last week, we found out that there were 5 gnomes, plus and minus, times, divide, and queen equals. And we learned that our 4 gnomes, minus, plus, divide, and times, they worked in the mines trying to find beautiful gems to sell to the fairies who lived above ground. And we learned that the fairies come and they visit our gnomes each weekend to find out what treasures our little gnomes had found that week. So our gnomes had to work really hard every week to find the gems and to bring them to the surface of the earth so that they could be sold. But lucky for our little gnomes, this work was made a little bit easier by the fact that each one had a special skill that helped them work more efficiently. So plus and minus worked underground, and times and divide worked in the shop above. So this week we're going to learn all about our friend Plus. So times and divide and our queen are going to take a break for right now, and they're going to let Plus and her best friend Minus have center stage. So if you remember when we talked about Plus, Plus was very, very industrious. She always inspired the other gnomes with her work ethic. Her motto was more, more, more. and she was always adding gems to her little mine cart. And her little mine cart was always full to the brim. So if she had one, oops, let me get a nice spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If she had 6 gems, it was because she had started with 1, 2, 3, and she had added 3 more. And this was what Plus did best. She would just keep adding and adding and adding. So if she had 8 gems in her cart, it was because she'd started with 5 and she had added 3 more. So this was Plus's favorite thing to do. But Plus had other things that she liked to do too when she wasn't at work. So we're going to look at a few of those things. So we're going to go back up to the board and leave Gnome Land for a little bit and see what some of those things that Plus liked to do were. All right, so now we're going to look a little bit at some things that our little friend up here, Plus, likes to do when she's not at work. So the first thing that our little friend Plus likes to do when she gets out of bed in the morning is that she likes to put on her boots. And of course, because she's Plus, she loves to add them together. So she has 1 boot here, and she has 1 boot here. So Plus goes 1 plus 1 equals, do you know? 1 plus 1 equals 2 boots. So the next thing she does is that she puts on her 3 shirts. So she has to wear 3 shirts. Have you ever been in a cave or underground in a mine? It's really cold. So she likes to wear 3 shirts. So she puts on her 3 shirts and she adds them to her 2 boots. So she has 2 boots plus 3 shirts. So how many pieces of clothing does she have all together? You know? So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 5 pieces of clothing. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. All right, so she finishes getting dressed. And the next thing that she does is she goes down to breakfast. So she likes to help put the muffins on the plates. So if you remember, there are 4 gnomes that live in the cows. So she gets out 1, 2, 3, 4 plates. So we're going to put 4, go ahead and put 4 over here. And then she has to get 4 muffins to put on top of the plates. So how many plates and muffins does she have all together? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can say 4 plus 4 equals 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8. So she's put on her clothes, she's gotten her breakfast. The next thing that she does is that she walks. Do you remember the cobblestone path? I told you that we would be talking about the cobblestone path, and now we're going to. So the way that she gets to work and the way that all of our gnomes get to work is they take that cobblestone path. And of course, Plus likes to add the stones. And sometimes she runs really fast, but sometimes she takes it just 1 stone at a time. So she gets to the cobblestone path and she goes 1, 2 stones. Okay, So she's got 2 stones. And then she decides that she's going to run ahead really fast. So she goes 1, 2, 3 stones. So she wants to know how many stones she has gone. So she knows she started with 2, and then she ran 3 more. She ran 5 stones. Remember that one? All right. So the next thing that she does is she takes it a little bit slower this time, and she only goes 1 stone. Right? So she's gone 5, and she counts them up. She goes 1 more stone. So now altogether she's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stones. So 5 plus 1 is 6, she says. All right. So the next thing she does is she decides she's going to run really fast the rest of the way. And she goes 4 whole stones. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stones she went. So she was at 6. And then she ran ahead 4 stones. So she's got all of the stones now. She's ran down all of those cobblestones. So all together, she has ran, do you remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can say 6 plus 4 equals 10. And then she gets to work and she waves hello to Queen Equals, and she starts her day working in the mines. So that is what our friend Plus likes to do when she's not at work. She likes to add things together. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at some of these in a chart. So I want you to go to the next page in your lesson book, and we're going to practice some plus problems. So go ahead and get there, and then we will begin. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make 3 charts. I'm going to do, you're actually going to do 10 altogether, but I'm going to do the first 3 with you. And then this week I want you to practice the other 7. Okay, so the way we're going to do that, it's going to be similar to when we did our quality of numbers, where we made a chart. Because this is for plus, I'm going to use a blue, or pardon, not blue. I am going to use a green border. Just a moment so I can get my green border. There we go. All right. There we go. I'm going to get a green color on there. So you go ahead and put your border on as well. It's not showing up very well today. It happens sometimes. I'm going to try this. That's a little better. There we go. All right, so once you have a border, what you're going to do is exactly the same thing that you did when you did your quality of numbers chart. So we're going to split it in half, just like this. And then we're going to split it into 5 sections. Let's switch this a little. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So in each of these columns, I am going to write the number 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Then I'm going to write the plus sign. So plus, 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 plus. Okay, now I'm going to write the numbers 1 through 10. So 1 in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm going to put the equal sign. Like the equals have a chance here. Okay, now we have to figure out what the answers are, right? So I'm going to go through these with you. I'm going to go through the first 3 with you guys. And then I want you to do numbers 4 through 10 this week on your own. So 1 plus 1 equals, 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1 plus 5 equals, 6. Now I'm going to stop there for just a second. So I want to see if you notice anything about this pattern here. So as you can see, as we've gone down, right, we're just counting. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 3, 4, 5, 6. So with that in mind, I want you to think, do you know what 1 plus 6 is going to be? So 1 plus 5 is 6. You've gone 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the next number? 7, right? So 1 plus 6 is 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. And 1 plus 10 is 11. So hopefully you see a little bit of a pattern emerging there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? We're just adding 1 each time. And as we go down, it just increases by 1 number. Okay, so what if we want to do 2? So let's go ahead. We're going to set up a page the same way for 2. So make your border, right? You're going to put 2 here instead of 1 this time. So let's go ahead and let's set that page up and then we'll come back, okay? All right, so hopefully you've had a chance to set up your 2 page now. So it would look like this, right? So 2 is going to be the first number, and then we keep it the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so let's look at these for a minute. So we already did 1 plus 2. So 2 plus 1 is going to be the same thing. So you already know this one. Do you think you know it? It's going to be 3, right? So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. What about 2 plus 2? Do you know what 2 plus 2 is? You guessed 4. You are correct. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. 2 plus 9, can you guess, is equal to 11. And 2 plus 10 is 12. All right, so you should see that same pattern start to emerge that you saw with number 1, right? So our answers each time they're increasing just by 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we're going to do one more of these together for our 3s. So you're going to set your page up exactly like you have for number 1 and for number 2. And then you're going to set up a page for 3. So let's go ahead, let's set up our page for 3, and then you can come back, okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's finish up with our 3s. So we've already done 3 plus 1. Do you remember what 3 plus 1 is? So you've got it written down in your book. We wrote it down together. So 1 plus 3 or 3 plus 1. We can do it either way. And the answer is going to be 4. 3 plus 2 is another one. You did 2 plus 3. 3 plus 2 is the same thing. So what is 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3? Remember? It's number 5. 3 plus 3 is, so use what you see here as a pattern and what you've seen before. If you don't know, think if you can find the pattern. So 4, 5, 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 plus 6 is, 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 plus 7 is 10. 3 plus 8, 11. 3 plus 9 is 12. And finally, 3 plus 10 is 13. Again, it's the same thing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, we're increasing by 1 each time as we go. All right, so your job this week, you are going to do the same thing for numbers 4 through 10, okay, in your lesson book. Now, if you get stuck, there's 2 things that you can do, right? You can get those math gnomes to help you. You can get some gems out if you have gems at home, and you can use your gems to count, just like we did. We showed with Plus in her mining cart, right? So she did 3 gems plus 3 gems. It was equal to 6. She did 5 gems plus 3 gems. It was equal to 8, okay? So use your gems. The other thing that you can do if you need help, if you remember way back when we did our quality of numbers, beside each of those numbers, we wrote 3 things. We wrote our standard form number, we wrote our Roman numeral, and then I gave you a number set. So if you see one that you don't know, see if you can find the set for that number. Draw that set out. So if let's say our Problem was 9 plus 3. So I would go and I would look for the number 9 on my quality of numbers page, and I would draw the number of dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, so I would draw that on my page, and then I would come down here and I would find 3 dots. So 1, 2, 3. That's what I know. And then I would add them together. How many dots do I have in those sets? And I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's another way that you can help yourself if you have trouble with these. So go ahead and do the best you can. We will do some practice with these next week before we talk about our friend minus. I hope you have a wonderful week this week. And let's go ahead and let's finish up today with our closing verse, all right? All right, so let's do our closing verse. Our lesson has ended. We've done our best. Goodbye till next time, and have a nice rest. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful time hanging out with our gnomes today, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.